Why don't we start off with Microsoft? The beat on cloud was significant. We saw, Google actually miss very slightly when it came to cloud. Microsoft was a blowout. What does that say when it comes to this race when it comes to AI and to get AI-focused companies and applications on Azure?
Yeah, the Microsoft results were simply extraordinary, particularly the re-acceleration in Azure growth. 33%, as you highlighted just beforehand, but 50% of that growth came from AO revenue. And that's an important marker for us going forward, because after DeepSeek about 4 months ago now, the debate really was around, as digital intelligence gets smarter and it gets cheaper, what is going to be the impact on demand? And what we found out last night was that demand is accelerating.
In all fairness, Alphabet said they were actually capacity constrained, the demand was out there. Post DeepSeek, does this kind of settle any fears that there isn't that same need when it comes to scale and capacity when it comes to AI infrastructure, or are those concerns, they still kind of live on after this quarter?
Yes, what we heard from both Alphabet and from Microsoft last night is they are supply constrained and the demand is there. So obviously the results from AWS tonight with Amazon is also going to be important for that view. But, Meta increasing its CapEx guidance for this year and signaling that maybe next year it's also going to increase as well. I think, at this point, it's very clear that we're compute constrained. And as AI continues to get smarter and cheaper, we expect this to continue to play out over the next few years.
All right, speaking of CapEx, I'm looking at the Meta numbers, $64 to $72 billion, way above what the street was expecting. What does that signal to you? We're obviously way past that quote-unquote year of efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, NVIDIA has really struggled with the stock price over the last 12 months. And we think this could be an inflection point for NVIDIA going forward. This is really underwriting the demand for NVIDIA chips going forward. And we haven't had visibility yet on Stargate orders coming through with maybe Oracle in the next couple of months. So we think, at this point, compute infrastructure stocks like Arista, like Broadcom, like NVIDIA, and so forth, have really had a very tough time in the markets over the last 3 months. We think this may underwrite those positions going forward, and the demand is still there.
One other question for you, Storm. We're talking about digital ads. A lot of concerns about that. Of course, that's Meta's core business. Does this settle some of the concerns about digital ads? I think they may have ramped up yesterday after that much weaker than expected GDP report.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Meta is showing us once again, if you adopt and embed AI into your business model today, from a business transformation point of view, you can really deliver better products to customers. And what we're seeing is really the pricing power that Meta has by embedding AI into their recommendation systems. And that's what we saw last night, and that's what we expect to go through over the next 12 months.